we like to invite all the ex-members, including the brothers, Cavalera brothers. Let's see what happens. You know, we're working towards that to have a big celebration for the fans. You know, and I don't mind answering any questions. You know, I know people have wishes and stuff, and I respect them. But it's not because of that that we're gonna do anything different, whatever. You know, I mean, it's everything involved, not only one. Not only the lovers or not only the haters, you know. I love them all. Yeah.
Moshpit Passion, you know, for the passion of music.
Herzlich willkommen hier bei Moshpit Passion auf YouTube. Ich bin der Kajo, wie ihr sehen könnt, bin ich nicht alleine hier, neben mir Andreas Kisser von Sepultura. Wer uns so ein bisschen verfolgt, der weiß genau, in den letzten Jahren haben wir immer wieder ein Special gemacht mit Sepultura und genauso heute hier, weil die Band ist auf ihrer Abschiedstournee. Wir sind heute hier in Köln und haben die Ehre, nochmal, vielleicht ein letztes Mal, Andreas Kisser und Sepultura hier bei uns bei Moshpit Passion auf YouTube zu haben. Nicht wundern, ich switche nun rüber ins Englische. And Andreas, my first question is, how are your live recordings coming so far? Because if I get it right, you are planning to release a live record. Now you played the US tour leg and now a couple of shows in Europe. And yeah, how are the live recordings are coming?
Yeah, great. We are able to record every show since we started. Even with Eloy, we were recording a lot of the material. But when Grayson came into the band in March this year, the first show was in March 1st in Brazil, this 40-year celebration, you know. Of course, when you have a new drummer, you have a new chemistry going on, it's still a little time, you know, to get better. Now we are in a very good position, you know, because we played a lot, as you mentioned, like we play a lot in Brazil, we play Latin America. We did a festival and 2 shows in South Korea. We did the United States, Canada. Now we're here in Europe. We go back to Brazil to finish with another 5 dates the year. And we are recording everything. You know, it's great. We didn't yet stop and started really to pick stuff. Because like the idea is to put out 40 songs recorded in 40 different cities. You know, so it's a big challenge. But yeah, we are able to go to so many different cities and stuff, and I think we're gonna have a better idea when it's gonna come out and how it's gonna come out, maybe early next year.
And will you also release your final show also in this box set, vinyl set, however?
Who knows? Everything's possible. We record. We did 3 big shows in São Paulo before we went to the States, and we recorded the whole show. You know, the cameras, DVD and stuff. Of course, this stuff they were recording for the live album, it's audio only, you know. Okay. And we are planning to have the last farewell show, you know, in São Paulo in 2026. You know, so we like to go places, we like to visit places we've never been before. We like to do our goodbye in a relaxed mood, no hurry, you know, there's no reason really to rush anything, you know. We are enjoying the moment so much, we are celebrating, the momentum is fantastic, it's amazing, you know, so it's something that is gonna be on the recording as well, you know, this great vibe, the connection we have, the crowd and stuff. But yeah, everything is possible. I mean, of course, the last show will be great to have a register. We like to invite all the ex-members, including the brothers, Cavalera brothers. Let's see what happens, you know, we're working towards that to have a big celebration for the fans, you know. We don't care who is right or wrong, we're never gonna get to that point, right? We have different point of views and different perspective about same historical events and stuff, you know. So let's jam, let's have a good time for the fans, for us, for ourselves, and really close this amazing 43 years or 44, whatever it's gonna be at the time. In peace with ourselves, you know, and really reach for something different afterwards, you know. At least in my point of view, I like to, of course, continue with music and everything, but maybe do something different, who knows.
In the past, we did a couple of interviews with Derek, with you for Moshpit Passion, and we also, respecting the past and the current Sepultura, and they always, let me say, some kind of questions you would never ask, because it would annoy you or the band especially. However,
I would so accustomed to that.
And I will also never ask these questions, but if you look in hindsight, in retrospect, let me say, which things are you missing, or at least are you not missing the most? For instance, like delayed flies when it comes to Sepultura, discussions about merch cuts, or this, let me say, one question about the reunion. What do you don't miss?
I mean, I put everything together, you know, I don't try to separate things. Everything, it's a part of what I am. Every experience, every single one, a pleasant experience and not so pleasant experience. You know, I've been through big changes in my life in the last 5 years, with the passing of my wife, you know, resignifying life and dealing with dying and death and finitude. I started a movement in Brazil to stimulate people to talk about dying, about assisted suicide, about euthanasia, you know, stuff that we don't talk in society, as a society in Brazil, while many countries around South America like Chile or Colombia or Ecuador are much more advanced on that, you know. Of course, in Europe, there are some countries that are advanced as well, in the United States, and in Brazil, we simply don't talk about it, you know. So, it's not pleasant, but it has been my biggest teacher in life, you know, really to see new perspective, new possibilities, to know myself better, you know. We quit alcohol, we don't drink anymore, which is amazing for the band, you know. We feel much more energy, we feel much more motivated, we don't have hangovers, we don't have that stupid, you know, life that we used to have, which was great. You know, we were young and stuff, knowing the world and etc. But, you know, we're growing older. I think our mind really evolves. We have new experiences and we feel great. We feel fantastic. And I don't mind answering any questions. You know, I know people have wishes and stuff and I respect them. But it's not because of that we're gonna do anything different, whatever, you know. I mean, there's everything involved, not only one, not only the lovers and not only the haters, you know. I love them all.
Yeah. For us, it's our goal at least to connect people instead of dividing, especially with certain questions when it comes to Sepultura.
Yeah, but see the lineup we have today, you know, Ginger, Jesus Peace, Obituary, each one in their own world, but, you know, connected together, doing an amazing tour together, you know, it's fantastic.
Definitely. And I would really like to use the interview to talk about something different when it comes to you, because I saw in the past you're a huge collector of jerseys, soccer jerseys, and I did a whole research on the internet and also saw many that you were wearing over the last 30 years, for instance, and I would really like to know, do you have an idea who more or less invented that style of wearing jerseys on the stage? It comes from the hardcore scene, or?
It's a good question. I think we did it ourselves because of our passion for football. You know, it's funny because one of my earliest dreams was to be a football player. I guess every kid that loves football in Brazil or here in Germany, you know, the dream to be a football player, to win the World Cup, you know, to be the best in the world and stuff. And in a sense, you know, I use the jersey or the socks as well. I used the socks for many years. It's almost like you're preparing yourself to go to the field, you know, to play a game and stuff when you go to the stage, you know. And I don't know, I don't really, you know, if I start to think, maybe Iron Maiden and Deep Purple were two bands that really connected football a little closer. I know Richie Blackmore liked to promote games, you know, between the crew and the fans. Steve Harris as well. I was a part on a game once with Iron Maiden. And the label in Brazil. It was amazing, you know. And Steve Harris takes that very seriously. He brings like ex-professional players, you know, to play, you know. But it's great. It's a great experience. They have all uniforms and etc. Now you see Aston Villa doing the stuff with Black Sabbath, and West Ham with Iron Maiden. In Brazil, we have Santos, which was team from Pelé, doing with Charlie Brown Jr., which is a very popular band in Brazil. You know, they just did a special release between music and football as well. And I was invited many times to play at my soccer stadium, my São Paulo Football Club, at the Morumbi Stadium, which is one of the biggest stadiums. Metallica played there, Sepultura played there, big festivals and stuff, plus the football, of course, And it's a passion that we had, and I think we start doing it without even thinking too much. We just, it's cool when you're homesick, when you're traveling too much, you miss the Brazilian things. You miss Guaraná or coffee, or the football and stuff that we grew up with, But I guess was something natural that we start doing it. Me and Max especially, because we even put it on the rider of this daily stuff that we need.
Yeah.
Like 2 shirts, yes.
Nice.
On the Roots Tour, KZD and Roots Tour, we did that a lot.
Yeah.
So for instance, we play in Hamburg, so we need a German shirt and a local team shirt, Hamburg, St. Pauli or whatever, So we have a big collection. I think he still does have a big collection. I have my big collection, and my son now, my youngest son, is very passionate about football as well, so he's going to that trend as well of collecting shirts.
Yeah. I saw something interesting when it comes especially to Germany, because we are in the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, and I saw in the past that you were a shirt of Borussia Dortmund. I don't know if it's like that you played there, or is there also some kind of connection between you and Borussia Dortmund?
I just like Borussia, man. I just, it's yellow and black. It's fantastic. I have the Van Halen guitar, yellow and black as well, that I call it Borussia guitar. I even put the logo from Borussia on the guitar, I just like, because collecting shirts and stuff, and I remember in the 90s, Borussia were the world champions against Cruzeiro from Brazil. I really like that team. We have Julio César, Dedé, Amoroso, some great Brazilian players that play in Borussia, and I'm always following, and Lewandowski, of course, amazing. Too bad he was a traitor, but no, but Borussia is a fantastic team. The supporters, the stadium and everything is amazing. So I follow Borussia, and I like Liverpool a lot as well here in Europe. Because the music connection, Jürgen Klopp.
I wanted to say
one of my favorites. He's a fantastic coach and very passionate. So I have this kind of teams that I like here in Europe, and I follow, because nowadays you can watch any game anywhere. It's fantastic.
I don't know how it is in Brazil, but here it's like you have to use 3 kind of different pay television receivers to get all matches from Champions League, from...
it's a scam.
Yeah, definitely.
It's horrible, There has so many different apps or, platforms to watch. And if I want to watch all the games for only my team, I have to buy them all.
Yeah, all 3.
It's really well done, like for us to pay everything. It's crazy.
And how it is in general, let me say, for people in Brazil when it comes to European football, because I don't think, or at least it's my view, that people from Brazil are more also into European soccer than European into Brazil when we're talking about Copa Liga.
I think so, man. If you walk around in Brazil, you see, of course, you have the idols. You have Messi, Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
These 3 for the young people are really the biggest idols. So whatever those now, Miami is the shirt you see everywhere because of Messi. But you see a lot of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern München, those shirts in Brazil are very popular, very much, and Manchester United, Manchester City, of course, the big teams, because all the leagues we can watch in Brazil, from Portugal, from Germany, from England, from, France, all the main leagues,
What is your opinion about the Balon d'Or, that Vincent Jr. did not...
I don't know, man. This is any type of, we can talk about the Balon d'Or, we can talk about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the best guitar player on Metal Hammer or whatever. I mean, who cares, It's like, it's everything's like very political, you know. The context of the time, everything involved with Vini Jr., his fight against racism, which is very powerful. He's the face. He put his face there to say enough is enough. You know, until when you're gonna be fucking dancing like a monkey and throwing bananas? What the fuck? It's not even funny. You know?
Yeah.
It's like there's a point that you have really to say enough. You know, what the fuck? We are in 2024 and we still think that way. You know, it's crazy. And so I mean, Vini Jr. doesn't need that fucking prize. You know, his fight is much higher. It's bigger than that. It's not because of a fucking trophy. I mean, he's already doing what he's doing in one of the best teams in the world, Real Madrid. You know, he's the top player in one of the top clubs in the world. What else he had to say? You know, his fight is beyond the field, is beyond the sports. You know, it's much deeper. Something that we're going through, this right-wing rise everywhere in the world, which is insane. You know, what kind of education we are giving to those kids, you know, that we grew up like thinking about that destroyed the world not so many long years ago, you know. So his fight it's a fantastic fight. He's very brave, he's very courageous, and I support him 100%. He doesn't need that fucking prize, you know. It's not gonna change anything in his life, fuck it. Who's missing is the fucking Balon Door.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
that's their miss, you know, historically, because this is gonna reverberate in the future.
Definitely. I personally think he will win this trophy in the future because that guy's insane. His attitude, his style of playing. I mean, Real Madrid is one of the biggest, or at least the biggest club.
It's like, you know, in the Olympic Games in 1936 in Nazi Germany, you know, the American athletes, you know, making their pose. It's much bigger than the gold medal, you know. And then when they came back home, they didn't even, you know, they were black people in America. You know, not even the president went there and shake his hand and stuff, you know. So it's bigger than sports, you know. It's something that regarding life itself, respect. Simple as that, respect, you know, for the differences.
You mentioned a little bit earlier that people are throwing bananas at Vincent Jr. and people did the same when it comes to Oliver Kahn, the goalkeeper, because he was acting like a monkey, and it's completely silly. Germans did that to a German goalkeeper, and when there was some kind of tournament, everybody was, Oliver Kahn, it's great. It's
I understand that the supporters wants to get into the idol's mind and stuff. For some players, it helps them, like Romario, for instance. If you do that against him, he transforms himself, and it's good for him, you know. But like I said, man, it's not regarding sports itself. It's much bigger, you know. It's a fight that we all have to be aware of it, for sure.
Do you think sometimes that more and more, when we take this to the artist world, to the musicians world, should stand more up against right-wing racism view? Because when it comes to this topic, I personally think people from the past, like you, have it in your songs, like Chaos AD, for instance, Refuse and Resist. Everybody's posting that songs, and it's starting also with tanks on the streets. Everybody is referencing this kind of song. And do you agree to this, or is it like you can do it but don't act like a preach, or is it something like go on with your band, because a band like Blind Guardian, they're singing about mountains and elves, it wouldn't be fit somehow, you know what I mean, when it comes to society, songs about the society, political stuff like that?
Yeah, but society, it's about poetry, it's about leisure, it's about reading a book, it's about watching a movie, it's about having pleasure as well, you know. It's not because you are rock and roll or play metal you have to be political, critical. I think talking about Sepultura or even Metallica, for that instance, you know, the lyrics that was more real, more serious, I think from punk attitude, you know, from the streets, talking about the system, against the system, you know, capitalism, communism, whatever it is, you know, using music really to express those feelings. But it's not a rule. It's not a rule that you have to be that way. You know, you can be a musician and do something, and as a citizen, you're gonna be a citizen. You're gonna go and vote, you're gonna pay your taxes, you're gonna throw the trash on the right place, you know. You're gonna respect the laws for everything, you know, as a community. Thinking about the next, you know, not only about yourself, but thinking about more in a, you know, in Japan you see that kind of, you know, thinking.
Oh yeah,
like very, you know, thinking about what's the next. So if you think about giving, you're gonna receive that. You know, it's almost like 2 + 2 is 4. You know, it's like giving to receive. You know, if you give hate, you're gonna receive hate. But if you give, you know,
karma.
Yeah, love and, you know, comprehension and trying to understand different ways that people. I mean, Sepultura, 40 years of history, almost 80 countries that we've been around the world, different religion, different politics, democracies, dictatorships. You know, we went everywhere with music, you know, and not attacking, respecting. I mean, for more absurd that the laws are, there's some reason that things got to that point, you know, and things are always moving, always changing. You see in Iran, or even, you know, in any country, you see how society changes and stuff, you know, and that's fine. Everything changes. It's something that I get. It's hard to understand that people say, "Oh, this is not Sepultura. Sepultura is." I mean, yesterday was not Sepultura anymore. It's past already, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, what past do you want? 84, 86, 94, or 2008? What is the past of Sepultura?
Yeah.
You know, everything is. But here we are. That's what we are today, you know, with our changes. We have people that change gender, but they're the same people, the same person. You know, I don't want to be a man, I want to be a woman, but it's the same spirit, it's the same thing that you want to change. I want to change my hair, I want to change my face, you know, harmonizing face. You can do anything with your face today. You see women going crazy with that, you know, changing completely their identity even, you know. And that's fine, that's okay, there are possibilities, you know. You don't have to be the same, because there's no being the same. Nature is not like that, you know. We are constant movement, you know. And Sepultura always respected that. We don't try to copy ourselves or try to reproduce something we did in the past. It doesn't exist anymore. What exists is now, is today. That's why we work with our elements. That's why we're here today, celebrating 40 years in our best momentum. Because we respect what we have now, you know. Don't try to create images or try to repeat stuff, you know.
It reminds me when you did the press conference a couple of years ago, because you mentioned somewhere, nothing is forever. It's a really good sentence also to close our interview.
Oh, great,
and also
interview is not forever as well.
Interview is not forever as well. You don't want to know, of course, your time, and yeah, all I can say is, Andrea, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, always a pleasure.
And also for the music, which you also did over the last 40 years.
Fuck yeah, man.
Also, all the best.
Thank you.
Hope to see you in the future.
Dankeschön.
Bye, guys.
Moshpit Passion, you know, for the passion of music.